Good evening, and a very warm welcome to Hampden Park. And then you come up with a game like this where people can turn up because it's a lovely night, and indeed the Celtic support, which this morning had only bought 5,000 tickets, look as if they'll be here in their great legions. As for the game itself, well, I suppose most people would consider that Motherwell have as much chance of reaching the Skull Cup final as I have of winning the pools. Well, since I haven't exactly given up hope of that yacht in the Mediterranean, I suppose Tommy McLean and his men are thinking likewise. And certainly, when you consider what happened in the Scottish Cup last season and Celtic were taken to a replay, there's no way that Dave and his men are going to underrate them. And we pick up by looking at a gentleman who's officiating at Hampden Park for the 12th time.
And there he is, Kenny Hope, who first refereed a game here back in 1981. Is doing a bit of mending, bit of groundwork there. Handy man. I'm sure he'll hope it's the hardest work he has to do tonight. And I suppose he stands an outside chance of refereeing the final itself. Off goes Celtic. Clear favourites to get to the final. But we've had that in semi-finals before. Almost, Brian McClure is very sharp, almost picking it up. Ideal area of the park for McClure, that, by the way. Derek Murray. It's deep, and there's John Riley. Danny McGrain at full-back, with young White going into the middle beside Aiken, and there was Danny McGrain, and that was a little suspicion of a nudge. Kenny Hope was very close beside him. There's a run by McClure, and he almost gets a touch. Oh dear, oh dear. Surely Tommy McLean can't allow his defence to play like that. Absolute huge tunnel appearing in that defence. Look, McClure right down it, and very intelligently opting for that touch for goal, which was just out, and that is a very fragile-looking Motherwell defence. Oh, just a bit too much there by Steve Kirk. Kirk, one of the players that Tommy McLean had some doubts about before the start of this evening, but he's recovered, had a late fitness test. This is a man who makes fitnesses byword. Danny McGrain slightly off with that pass. That should be covered by White. Now White is a full-back. He was telling me that he'll long remember that experience he had against Ted McMinn at Ibrox, but I think he's learned from it, and a young player like that should benefit by that kind of experience. Was Willie McStay, Danny McGrain, Owen Archdeacon. Motherwell have got everybody back by the two front men, John Riley, and just beside him Steve Kirk, and there is Burns. Mudder McLeod. We did get it through. Mo Johnson. McClure's going in. Nice switch there by Mo Johnson, and he certainly knew where the support was coming. Brian McClure going right through the middle of the penalty area. Well, easily mopped up there by White, who's having a very good game. As I said, White is a full-back, but because of circumstances, Celtic might be producing for themselves a very good centre-back, and at a tender age. Oh, Farningham. Good tackle by McGrain, though. That's what I mean by never letting Celtic down at crucial moments like that. He does make his mistakes, perhaps more than he would in his younger days, but when it matters, watch it. Look, listen, crunch. McGrain. Archdeacon. is White. Grain wants to go on one of his runs, just a bit too much. Well, Jock Steen used to say about Danny McGrain, if only he could have finished, he would have been one of the greatest ever at full-back position. Well, he was almost that, but Danny's finishing was never one of the brightest aspects of his game. Oh, nicely touched down Flanningham. John Riley in the middle. There's Willie McStay. Oh, a blunder by McStay. He had to whip that away, you know, right out the park sort of stuff. He hesitated, and he who does that was almost lost, not quite. Tempting ball, useful, and look at that, almost at a fankle. Motherwell's first corner. That rather dingy area of Hampden Park, and an easy one for Bono. Tries to find Mo Johnston. Riley, very good ball down. Or brushed away by Aiken, Paul Smith. Yeah, a bit of a push on that. Free kick. On is to Smith. Well, that was a very useful save, you know. There might have been a bit of skid on that. Corner kick. The last 5 minutes of this match have belonged to Motherwell very clearly. As Bonner tries to go in, he still hasn't got it. And it's off the line. Paul McStay coming to the rescue. And any of three Motherwell players might have had an opportunity there, and that's offside. And I did not think I would use tonight in commentary the pressure being relieved on the Celtic defence, but that's exactly what I'm doing now. After that real scramble, the goalkeeper simply did not know where he was. Two players didn't know where the ball was, and eventually that flick there by Smith on the outside of the foot was swept away. Tommy Burns. Run there by Owen Archdeacon, and once or twice the Motherwell fullback Fraser Wishart has been caught out of position for that longish ball. I think he should be tucking himself further back off Archdeacon if he's going to be caught like that. Out of a cloud. Stay Kennedy, and there's a beautiful goal by McClare. So typical, breaking the deadlock and out of virtually nothing. I mean, how many balls have we seen already tonight like this? And it quickly caught good by the Motherwell defence, except on that one occasion, and that is all that that man needs. A man, in my estimation, who should certainly be included in Scotland's international squad for the next game in Ireland. Well, the Motherwell goalkeeper may just have injured himself in landing. Most of us, I think, were watching the flight of the ball into the net, and we forgot the poor soul who fell on his shoulder. However, let's have a look at this time at the goalkeeper. For humanitarian reasons, down he goes, and oh yes, Tommy McLean must be annoyed about that. I suppose even on reflection, Kennedy committing himself when he did totally misjudged that cross, allowing McClare in for that quite gleeful header. Archdeacon, 4 minutes to half time. Morris Johnston. Not too obvious a ball by Tommy Burns. That's McStay. Oh, Johnston all on his own. No cover. And the goalkeeper is distinctly at a disadvantage now. And I think he'll want to hold on, if possible, to half-time. They're only, as I said, just under 4 minutes away from that, and he is suffering. I feel for him. Stay to Danny McGray. Burns. Johnston. Wishart. On the line to Riley. However, Archdeacon. That's a useful ball again. McClare was up for it. Now watch how tentatively John Gardner is treating that ball, and it will be very interesting indeed to see if John comes back on to take any further part in the proceedings as the half-time whistle goes, and off comes Celtic in that, I now think, dominant and commanding position as a result of that one incisive touch which beat John Gardner, coming from Brian McClare, the 38th minute. And pleasant to report that John Gardner has come on to restart the second half of the game. Delighted to. I don't think he's going to be fully mobile, but I'm sure he's trying his best for his club. And there he is, the big broad shoulders of the Celtic substitute, Alan McInally. That's the only change in the format so far, with Owen Archdeacon having gone off. Well, full credit to Motherwell. They played extremely well in defence. I would say about 2/3 of that first half. You couldn't fault them for that, and then came that sudden goal. That's what Celtic do have, the ability to turn a game like that. Two excellent players up front, and even though they're having a mediocre spell, as they've unfortunately for themselves had tonight. Wishart. Oh, nice turning by Wishart. There's a shot. Well, 10 out of 10 for effort in that. Deciding to have a go. And if McLean has told his side, come out and attack, then the message has got through to Wishart with a shot like that, although Border, in all honesty, had his eyes glued in that ball all the way. Johnson brilliantly to the side. That must be the shot. Great play by Johnson and McInally. Again, the long through ball, and as McClare proved in the first half, one touch like that can make them so threatening. Oh, beautiful play by Kirk. Referee coming to his defence again. And Motherwell, with 50 minutes of the second half gone, have taken a command of midfield and have built up some useful moves for themselves, like this one. Bonner stretched to the feet of John Riley. Good anticipation by the Celtic goalkeeper again, who's had by far the busier of this first 15 minutes of the second half. This was a very timely save indeed. Watch Riley, any mistake and Riley would have had that plonk in the back of the net. Yes, quick 1-2, but stay with it. Johnson hesitated. Away go Motherwell again. Really playing well now, Motherwell. White is still in play, although that was very slow by the fullback again, Wishart. He really has to part with the ball quicker. He had players on the left of him, and now Mo Johnson. There's a brilliant ball. Aiken goes in. Can he make it? He's done it. A brilliant goal. No wonder Johnson wants to embrace him. That was all the way down the park. It's as fine a goal as a defender can possibly score. Just when Motherwell had taken the initiative, look at him calling out for the ball. Through it went. Impeccable pass, lovely timing. And I think it would have spoiled it if somebody had knocked that over the line. Andy Walker comes on. Just over 20 minutes of the game remaining. Well, that was a tackle that I don't think the referee... Is he going to take his name for that? Next day? Or just a word in his ear? No, no booking. Free kick, though. This is Brian Wright. Well touched away now. Cormac stay. There's no offside this time. Surely it's a goal. Yes, it is. Walker. Oh, dear. 2-1. With exactly 20 minutes remaining, and the Celtic defence totally taken on there. They thought it was offside, which it certainly was not. And look at that lovely little swerve there, and the easiest of tasks. And we're having another substitution. John Gagan is on for Motherwell. John Gagan, a throwback to the dribbling winger, and a very fine one on his game. Five minutes of a very interesting game remaining. On to Gagan. There's a touch there. And that's a good save by Bono. Steve Cook behind it. Good attack again by Motherwell. They've simply refused to lie down. And there was Cook coming in on it. I think it would have gone to the side even if the Celtic goalkeeper hadn't touched it. Now Gagan. Looks towards that far side. There's a touch, it's a goal. It's the equaliser. Would you believe it? Paul Smith with only 2 minutes remaining. Well, did I say a portion of the praise should go to them? With that scoreline of 2-1 and Celtic looking as if they would hold on, here comes as dramatic an equaliser as you could get, beautifully flighted and touched superbly in. They're looking a little bit tired now. We're into injury time. Right. And there goes the final whistle, well, the first whistle at the end of 90 minutes. And I suppose not to that crowd in there. We have got into extra time, which may surprise the supporters at the other end. It's not very often in a semi-final you give Celtic 2 goals at the start and a full back, and that's exactly what's happened. And the run forward there by John Gagan, turning inside and floating that right across. And in came Paul Smith with that delicate little touch. Off we go. And the Celtic players, who were looking very stunned indeed at the end of normal time, will have to pick themselves up, and this is the very man to do it. Curls it round, it's towards Mo Johnston. Johnny Burns. Motherwell, I think, yes, conceding that. That was Brian Wright who handled that. Free kick. Useful position this for Celtic. I watched them take 1 or 2 free kicks near the penalty area in the last 3 or 4 games, and have been very good at them, come up with some interesting variations. Now, what will we see here? Straightforward boomer. Nothing fancy about that, just shove it to the side and let Martin McLeod let fly. There it went, and smack. He really can hit them. Gardner doing very well to get behind that. Paul Smith. I think you'll remember his goal for a long time. Oh, a bit too deliberate. Is that high? No, the referee waves play on. No offside. Linesman was right on the spot. Andy Walker, though, on his own virtually. Through it goes. There's a great chance, and Gagan straight into the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper didn't have to move at all. And that you really put down, however excellent the ball, and the diagonal run as a clear-cut chance, which ought to have been sunk. Martin McLeod with it, up goes Gardner. And Gardner is still bothered by that shoulder as the whistle goes. Gardner applauding the supporters at the back. That is the end of the first period of extra time. It is still 2-2. And I must say, I look forward to this last quarter of the match. And a distinct possibility that this crowd will be staying on a lot later than they thought when they arrived at Hampden Park in the light around about 7:30 tonight. Off go Motherwell. If they do nothing else, they have won the respect of everybody here at Hampden Park tonight for the way they've taken on the favourites. Aiken just keeps at it. Now, this man, as far as Celtic is concerned, McClare should have been getting more and more of the ball. Brilliant run by McStay. There's the cut back. Martin McLeod, and total miskick. Brian McClare can hardly believe it. Really set up for him. Right across the Motherwell goal, and this dreadful miskick. Watch it, put back, and Brian McClare hardly ever does that. Aiken. Don't know whether Aiken's fully recovered from that knock or not, but he's playing as if it doesn't matter at all. Goalkeeper out of his goal again, and there he is. It was right for Mo Johnson to have that try from way out. I mean, there's nothing more inviting than a goalkeeper something like 20 yards out of goal. Right. Hammering it in hard. Farningham. There's the header, and there's Pat Bonner. There was no real strength behind Brian Wright's header. Away goes Martin McLeod. Good run by Motherwell this, but watch the header. From the way out there, it's got to be... Well, you see, he wasn't behind the ball. He was angled to it, or else that might have been a very useful one. Down goes Celtic, the fans roaring them on. It's an inviting ball up there. It's over and offside. McClare. A distinct chance, but it was offside. The linesman did have his flag up. Now let's watch this. There's the touch forward. I don't see how he could have been offside. We are seconds away from penalties. There it is. It's going to be a penalty finish. And the first penalty in this rather dramatic evening will be taken by the Motherwell captain, Tom Boyd, the youngest captain in the Premier Division. It is both an agonizing and exciting moment. There's so much at stake for these players in penalty finishes now. So much money in particular. The Skull Cup final beckons. Boyd to take it. 1-0 Motherwell. An inspirational start by the captain. He's leading the way for the others as Motherwell go into a penalty lead. For Celtic, Brian McClair. And this is interesting, he looked very bad in the latter stages of the game as Brian McClair makes it 1-0. Now watch the reaction of the goalkeeper. He was totally wrong-footed, but he seemed to be not too badly put out by that fall to the ground. And now the man who scored the first goal for Motherwell, Andy Walker. Rather greasy surface there. Everybody on edge. Walker to take this. 2-1 for Motherwell. And that was done very confidently. I wouldn't swap his boots for anything, but look at that. Totally nervous. Maurice Johnson, usually very good at this. 2-0, and acknowledges that loud roar of the Celtic supporters way down at the Kings Park end of that ground. Again, Gardner totally wrong-footed, 2-2. This is John Phillivan for Motherwell. The boy originally was Stirling, and now Doncaster, back to Hampden, and this. No goal. That was clearly missed, underside of the bar by Phillivan. Now watch that miss. He really hammered it. And it came back out again, and Celtic now could take the lead. Derek White. 3-2 for Celtic. And all they need to do now is keep that lead. Sweeping it in confidently. And now Brian Wright. He knows his side are trailing. He's really got to put this one away. It's in. A little sporting gesture to the Celtic supporters, you might say. That's 3-0, but of course Celtic have that advantage. A very good effort indeed by Bonner. I think the skid beat him. Paul McStay, who very rarely misses. McStay against Gardner. In it goes. And And Celtic, nevertheless, at 4-3 on the verge of the Skull Cup final. Sweetly by McStay. And for Motherwell, Skeet. In it goes. We're now 4-all. And Tommy Burns could put Celtic in the Skull Cup final with this one kick. That brought the scores level. It could be the final kick of the evening. Means a lot to Celtic and to Tommy Burns. There it is. And for the second tie in succession, Celtic have gone through on penalty deciders, to the great delight of the fans and the players. And so Celtic go forward to the Skull Cup final on the 26th of October, which we are delighted to say will be seen live by viewers to BBC Scotland. The whole of the Skull Cup final on Sunday 26th of October, live on BBC Scotland, where Celtic will be represented after that final penalty kick taken by Tommy Burns. Tommy saying in a kind of way for us, good night, see you in the Skull Cup final.
As the teams came out.
If total commitment means anything, then the captaincy of Celtic and Rangers today could not be more appropriate to Roy Aitken and Graham Roberts. Both sides greeted rapturously by this huge crowd. And what a marvellous afternoon there is for it. Now, I admit, you could get great Rangers-Celtic games in howling gales and a snowstorm, but this afternoon, this perfect afternoon, merely enhances what I think is still the greatest club game in the world. And because of that, you may well imagine that young Alan McKnight in goal there for Pat Bonner is feeling slightly queasy. I mean, he's only a human being. This is only his second senior game, and he's one of the newcomers. Other three there for Celtic. Number 2, Chris Morris from England, of course. Billy Stark, well known in the colours of Aberdeen and St Mirren, and of course the scoring phenomenon of this season, Andy Walker, number 10. And I would imagine the very first thing that catches the eye is the absence of Terry Butcher. He has immense influence in this Rangers team, and that is an awesome task for John McGregor, come up from Liverpool, signed of course by the English club from Queen's Park. And Mark Falco is the other player in that side who will make his Old Firm debut. And on the bench, two others who could come on, Abby Cohen and the young signing from Dunfermline yesterday, Ian McCall. And there is Davy Syme. I wouldn't call Davy a veteran, look at that. Can't do that if you're a veteran, but he's been around a little while and has great experience. Couldn't get a better referee for a game like this. And there's Billy McNeil, right in the centre of the picture. 4 years since he attended or been officially part of a Celtic Rangers game when his side under his management won by 4-2. And the start of the game and the usual crescendo of noise, enough to curdle the blood of even the most experienced player out there. Sinnott right over the ball, just missing out, and there is McGregor. Peter Grant immediately in the action, but Durant has made a lovely run. And there is an appeal immediately by the Rangers players, but then they turn away as Davy Syme rightly brushes aside any complaint. No penalty kick. Roberts totally missing out, and that is a free kick. Very cumbersome tackle by Roberts there, totally miscued that. There was a danger going in, and Roberts, well, pulling him right back, free kick. And this could be a very interesting position for Celtic. Grant tried to run into the space, and there's Tommy Burns. Davy Cooper is up, and there is the kind of save a goalkeeper needs early on in a game of this intensity. Right beyond Falco, Aiken. Two young players together there, McGregor and Andy Walker. Sinis wants it back, that's too short there. No free kick, away by McGregor. Out of that far side, Chris Morris, good running there, and that should be Chris Woods. Ferguson took that very well indeed. Good shot, and McStay hard in. I think you'll find this is a very important day for Paul McStay. Davy Cooper deserting that other wing, looking for the opening. There's Jimmy Nicholl. Chip forward to Durant, another good run by Durant. Very careless challenge there by Durant. Totally unnecessary. And the referee gives him a right wigging. He's lucky he wasn't booked. Well, there was a challenge there, and he went right through, and yeah, you saw the foot going in. Yes. Well, it's a bad ball by Nicholl. Only putting pressure on his own defence. There's a nice dummy. Billy Stark has scored. 1-0. Beautifully taken by Stark. Delirious Celtic supporters. Almost 4.5 minutes, I take it. Original mistake by Jimmy Nicholl. And look at this ball. Beautiful little dummy there. And there was Billy Stark. That was not an easy chance. 1-0 for Celtic. It's McCoy's that I think Rangers get the corner kick. An absolutely perfect start for Celtic. That floats in, and there is Alan McKnight under pressure. Sure, he took a great deal of satisfaction just getting that ball in his hands. There's McCoist, there's Ferguson, and Durant was slow in making that run that time. Grant wants it back. Beginning to play around very well. Roberts committing himself to go out. Too far, and there is Cooper. Celtic at the moment in full flow. Sinis. Rangers certainly have not settled. Roberts, full of experience in that move. Now here's Ferguson. Wants a little bit of support. Offsides. No free kick. Bit of a complaint there from Durant. Derek White is going forward. Ooh, that could have been a touch. Good run there by Mark McGee. I hardly recognise him with that new hairstyle. But he was very close to making contact. McGregor. McCoist. That's a beautiful piece of play by McCoist. Ferguson. Support there by Nicol. In Durant on the run. Ball seemed to swerve away from him. Paul McStay really turning it on now. Here's Burns. And the referee, I'm not sure whether he's going to book Roberts or warn him. It's a warning and the last one. Without any question. And it was, yes. Free kick to Celtic. Well, lovely bit of swerve in it. Was touched by McCoist and bit of an elbow, and there is Tommy Burns suffering somewhat. Off Roberts. There's Walker. Billy Stark. Very high indeed. Neatly touched on by Nicol that time. And here is Ferguson. Rangers not building it up at all well in midfield. Good play by Celtic. Burns. There's McGregor. Now Sinis. Open that out nicely, and Cooper. Celtic bustling along, harassing Rangers, not letting them settle. That's Monroe. Durant. Here's McCoist. Difficult ball for McCoist to get when you've got somebody like Roy Aitken breathing down your neck. There's Durant. Logan right to that. Way by Aitken. McGregor goes with McGee. Free kick. Walker. Stay. That's Rogan. Way by McGregor, now Durant. Oh, dreadful ball by Durant. Very nervy looking Rangers performances altogether. Celtic really the masters at the moment. Look at the way they're stroking the ball around. That's a useful ball. Cooper, who's been doing mostly defensive work. Falco. Durant, bogged down. Neatly off to Sinis, though. That was better play by Rangers. Now Ferguson. Roberts going forward. No, too much in it. There's Durant right into the path of a Celtic player again. Durant, who's had a very good start to the season, is right out of touch in this match. There's Walker. And a jump pass, brilliant piece of play. Mark McGee from Walker. Tantalising ball there. Walker did very well indeed, and look how close McGee gets. Spread out by Aitken. rock of the Celtic team, Roy Aitken. Here's Durant. Now Sinners. There's a lovely shot and it just passed. Beautiful move by Rangers. That is certainly, after 27 minutes, the first concerted move they've had in the match. And Ali McCoist, very unlucky there. Well, there's a booking for Souness, I think. It must have been something said. Must have been a comment to the referee. There's Falco, taken there by Ferguson. Cooper. There's Cooper with the shot, and it's just taken there by McKnight. That can't have been easy for him. Well, it was set up by Ferguson. He dragged Grant with him and did the right thing. A lot of freedom there for Davy Cooper. Now, an intelligent shot there by Cooper through the pack, and the goalkeeper, semi-blinded, actually did very well. Celtic still in the lead. Rangers have had a better last 10 minutes or so. Here's Souness. Now Durant. Beautiful play by Durant. Through it goes to McCoist, and he's done it! No, offside. Well, it looked as if he'd got the equaliser. Beautiful move. Superb play by Durant. Lovely little flick, but there he was in that offside position before he picked it up. And there goes a half-time whistle. And although Rangers came back very strongly indeed in the last 10 minutes, the rest of the half has really belonged to Celtic. Really starting off extraordinarily well, playing with great pace, precision and passing, and that thrust by Billy Stark counting so much. That has proved to be very valuable for Celtic. As I said, Rangers have come back very strongly, hinting that there might be more fun and games to come in the second half. But for Celtic, I think they get 8 out of 10 for that first half performance. Well, started off there by Peter Grant this half. And there's Roberts. Certainly Rangers will have to assert themselves much more quickly if they want to stay in this game. Cooper, of whom we've seen hardly anything. Right out of touch. Souness. Beautifully inside. Durant never got going. Now Burns. Offside. What say? Walker dispatched that to the net some way, didn't he? But the flag was up well before the ball got to him. Nevertheless, he put it away brilliantly. Now, here's an interesting thing. I think Rangers are going to substitute, and making his debut, Ian McCall, who scored a goal against Rangers on Wednesday night, was a Dunfermline player until yesterday morning, and now comes on to an Old Firm match. Yes, Davy Cooper's gone off. I suspect that Cooper is simply not fit. Souness, Durant, there's Falco, now McCall, who played very well against Celtic last Saturday, and they say, for Dunfermline. And he gets a free kick out of that. There's Graham Souness doing a bit of shouting and commanding. Wants the players away, so does the referee. Put that over very well. Now Durant. McCoist is in. And I think it is the throw. It's not a free kick, or is it? What's been given? Well, that's a throw. Here's Stark. That's a good ball by Stark. The play had become very congested indeed. Spreading it wide. Excellent tackle there by Ferguson, and now Durant. No, Durant's been caught in possession far too often for his own and Rangers' good. Now McGee. Good tackle by McGregor that time. All very fast and furious. Billy Stark. Oh, there's Roy Aiken incensed by that. Billy Stark had his boot off, and that will be Sunesov. He's already been booked, and Rangers are down to 10 men. The Rangers players manager sent off yet again. And the Rangers players arguing. And they should get right out of that. The referee having no option but to send Graham Souness off for that. Now, Aiken. Jimmy Nicholl is there, and there is Woods. That's 10 minutes gone. Woods racing through. Picked up there. And free kick given. And Rangers will have to exert some self-discipline. Why players argue with referees like that, I'll never know. He's going to be booked, might as well just take it. It was all this. I think he was, to be perfectly honest, I think he has a grievance for that one, but you can't argue about it. You take it. There's Buns. Ferguson's up. Clutter of players. McStay looking for that little chip, and that's off the bar, and tremendous pressure as McCall tried to concede the corner kick. The youngster really up against it there. He decided that the only way he could defend this was put it over his own crossbar, and Walker in sharp as ever just underneath it. Nice little touch there by McCall. Now Falco. Here's McCoist. McKnight in the proper angle. Took that well. That's Morris. And that's too much. There's McCoist. Very quiet. Watching it very closely. There's Burns. Well, maybe he can contribute some of his deft, supple play, which is really badly needed with Celtic at the moment. Oh, there's Walker. Now Tommy Burns. Oh, that's a fine save. Good play by Mark McGee, though. Very good at taking a ball in an area like that. Wrong footing somebody. We may get about 12 minutes with perhaps some stoppage time to be added on, and that was first-class save. Stark and a very good run. Offside against McCoist. There's Durant. Beautiful play by McStay, Tommy Burns, and that's away to the side. I think that must have been very wide indeed eventually, but from this angle, it looked as if it had gone near the goalkeeper's left-hand post. Took it well in his stride, but I think it was slipping away all the time. And Roberts. Ferguson. Falco. And that's offside. There's Falco. Celtic spreading it out. Mark McGee. Good defensive work there by McCall. Now Ferguson. Here's McCall. Oh, just cuts away from Ferguson, who didn't want to go after that. Here's Walker. Now McStay. Too much. Away goes Roberts. Total misjudgment there. Now, Rangers captain. Just off with that. Here's McCall. McCoist. Now Ferguson. Here's Durant. Here's Ferguson. No, too much again. Holding on to the ball far too often. Celtic on the counter-attack, and Burns looking dangerous. Rogan on the left. Here's Burns going through, and he can't get it round. A great effort by Tommy Burns. Anguished expression there. And there it goes, the final whistle. No stoppage time added on. And the Celtic supporters absolutely jubilant. 1 goal in it. Billy Stark's goal in 4.5 minutes. Sporting handshakes there for yet another controversial Old Firm match.
Well, of course, made no great efforts to conceal his delight afterwards.
Well, it's got its own atmosphere, Archie. Obviously, Scottish football's been lost to me for 4 years, really. The atmosphere was quite incredible, but yeah, I did enjoy it. At the end of the day, I think you've got to say enjoy it. Lots of tension. But,
yeah, seriously enough, were you back to a different kind of commitment to the ones you experienced in England?
That's right. There's no atmosphere like that, and possibly other than the Newcastle area, Archie, there's no atmosphere like that anywhere in England. But having said that, I felt the first half hour was possibly the best I've seen from any team in an Old Firm game. I thought the football we played in that first half hour was positively sparkling.
Well, that's very high praise indeed. I think it must give a manager a personal satisfaction if you signed a player who's been a sort of middle-of-the-league player like, you know, Billy Stark, and he scores a beautiful goal. Well,
I've always liked Starkey as a player, Archie. Honestly, when he used to play against you, he always caused you problems. And he's a very experienced player. He's a good player. He's a far better player than perhaps people give him credit for. And I think he's appreciated the move to Celtic.
Can you imagine what it's like to get a chance like that in front of goal with 60,000 watching you?
Well, I know I'd have done with Archie, but...
well, but ended over the bar, we know that.
But no, he took it very well. But it's a lovely move, and he finished with a lot of composure.
Did you feel that in the second half, and I suppose it's a kind of classical situation, playing against 10 men, where I thought Rangers, in fact, played better after Graham Souness went off?
They did. His ordering off handicapped us, but well, it looked that way. Handicapped us more than it did Rangers. I think we began to panic just a little bit, which is perhaps understandable. I had a lot of lads making an Old Firm debut. We've got a young and relatively inexperienced back four. Indeed, the goalkeeper falls in that category as well. So at the end of the day, they've lived through it. They showed a little bit of nervousness, but having said that, they've lived through it, and they'll be all the better for it.
Mr. McNeil, well, let's...
£50,000 for their striker, Joe Miller. While 19-year-old Miller's request to leave Pittodrie was lodged some months ago, he appeared likely to join Liverpool or Manchester United. But Billy McNeil moved in today to complete a strike force, which is expected to follow the successful partnership of McClare and Moore Johnston. Only a month after paying £750,000 for Frank McAvenny, Billy McNeil has brought Joe Miller to Parkhead and almost doubled his spending on strikers. Miller has shown regularly with Aberdeen his natural ability in front of goal.
Far posted there. Joe Miller.
I had a good talk with my father, and we were a wee bit worried in case I went down to England too early, you know. And I thought I needed a few more years in Scotland, so there was a wee bit, some differences with Aberdeen, and I decided Celtic tapped me this morning and came to them.
You've always been Celtic daft as a boy, haven't you?
Oh, I was always here at Parkhead whenever I could, you know.
Well, obviously we hope he brings the qualities that he's shown to the world that he has. He's a very exciting young player. He's got good ability. He's got a little turn of pace. He's caused us enough problems in the recent past to know that, for me to think that we've got a real good acquisition. Plus the other aspect that he's got years and years in front of him. I think he's only scratched his potential, Bill, and I think there's a whole lot more to come. I'm very excited at the prospect of having him here, and certainly add very, very considerably to our strength.
So out, Miller.
White. Blocked by Robertson, and the referee gives a penalty kick, which will be taken as usual by Andy Walker, who's scored 2 out of 3 so far this season. No mistake from Walker. 3 minutes into the match, and Celtic take the lead. There's McAvenny. Now Miller. Through the middle for Stark. Down goes Billy Stark. It's another penalty kick. No doubt about that penalty award, and Andy Walker set up for his second goal of the match. Beautifully finished again by Walker. Here's Joe Miller. The early ball this time for Billy Stark. Absolutely magnificent. McStay. Off goes McCarthy. And this time it's in. It's Frank McAvenny.
Well, the Celtic...
A tremendous evening for myself. The SFA gave us a wonderful memento, and Franz Beckenbauer came along to present it. The Romanians did their bit, they gave us an autograph ball as well. And it was a great night. The only thing that spoiled it was I couldn't get a goal.
Now, do you watch matches you've played in regularly still on television to see how you performed and any things you might have done differently?
Well, at the moment I'm not performing too often, so it doesn't really matter how I played in the past. Obviously it's great to look back. We're very fortunate that we've got things on video that you can look back and maybe say to kids, your dad did play football, you know.
I wasn't bad at that, I think it's fair to say.
Well, they can pass comment on that themselves, I'll no pass comment. But it's nice to look back and it's nice to look at the goals, and if it wasn't for videotape, it'd be much more difficult, obviously, to remember.
I signed for Celtic then. Looking at it, I think Scott Sport has aged a wee bit better than I have, to tell you the truth.
There was one major highlight, of course, in your time at Celtic Park as a player in particular, and that was, of course, in Lisbon.
Well, that's right. There's been many highlights, Jock, to be fair, but the prime one obviously is Lisbon, because we really couldn't believe that Celtic could go and win the European Cup, and lo and behold we did, and won it in convincing style, which was great.
Gemmo's brilliant goal didn't put new heart into Celtic. The old one was good enough to beat anybody. And how their supporters thanked their stars they'd come to Lisbon. Barely 7 minutes from time came the winning goal. Chalmers deflected Murdoch's shot past Sati. That was how Celtic became the first ever British team to win the European Cup. Billy McNeil and his magnificent men earned the thanks and admiration of their native Glasgow, Scotland, and the whole United Kingdom.
Roy, captain of Celtic, captain of Scotland, do you remember your first appearance in Scotsport?
I do, Jock. It was 11 years ago, and it was the day after I scored 2 goals against Rangers at Ibrox. I scored 2, and Derek Perlin scored 2 that day, ended up in a 2-each draw.
How did you feel watching that?
I remember being very nervous, and I remember just complimenting Derek and his goals, and all he did was compliment me and my goals, so I was very nervous that day.
Carlson, a well-timed header. Jarden up above Con. He's chesting it down, showing nice control. Doyle to Bonds. Chance for Aiken, staying round the back. Fakes to Glavin. Left foot shot across the goal, and Aiken scores. Roy Aiken's 3rd goal of the year, and it was just too easy. Greg. McDonald. Lane. Goal. Greg forward. Johnson a dummy. Lane finds McLean. McLean to Lane, and it's a goal. Lane scores. 11 minutes from time. Doyle to take the kick. Glavin, goal! Aiken it is! Aiken scores, 2-2.
Well, you will be...
Unfortunately, incidents do happen and do occur in football, Jim. They don't only occur in Old Firm games. But we were disappointed that anything unsavoury did happen. But really, if you look over the games through the years, I think that both Celtic players and Rangers players have equipped themselves very admirably in many, many occasions, and indeed in the bulk of occasions.
I think the publicity that the game received after the match the last time was enough to make anybody realise that there can be no repeat in that. And I don't think MD from both clubs will have to emphasise too greatly.
Repeat of that, I can't see anybody being that silly.
No, I don't think it'll happen again. No. Everybody's been forewarned about it. Well, it's only fair to say that in the midst of all the trouble in the last match, the football itself was almost forgotten. Yes, as you'll see now, both teams served up a thriller.
Tangle of legs, sorted out by McCarthy. Hit a chance now for Walker. It's Andy Walker going through, and Roberts No mistake this time. Celtic are in front. Stark nodding it sideways. McStay helps it on to Grant. Oh, that's a good ball from Stark. Here's Walker. That's for Peter Grant. That's the second. Good play again from Ferguson. Here's Goff. Still Richard Goff.
Programme. What better way to start 1988 than at a Celtic Rangers game in the pouring rain, no less. Well, you know, let's not kid ourselves. There's more than 2 championship points at stake today. There's a reputation of this very old fixture because of what happened last time. Well, both managements have been at great pains to show there is harmony between the 2 clubs, and the players demonstrated this before kick-off.
A great welcome for the 2 sides coming out together, and for the first time that I can recollect, coming to the centre circle to greet their respective supporters. And there is this unprecedented gesture, Celtic and Rangers players together. And one hopes, although perhaps in vain, that this is caught up, the spirit is caught up on the terracings. Let's have a look firstly at the Celtic team. And there, very interestingly, at number 5 is Lex Bailey, the son of an ex-Rangers player who's now one of Scotland's prominent football writers. And the Rangers side, I think most Rangers supporters excited by the appearance of Mark Walters. Rangers creating a bit of history by having the first coloured player in the history of the club. And there's the referee for today, Alan Ferguson. It's his last season as a referee, and he's known affectionately amongst the circle of referees as Bo Jangles. The conditions are absolutely appalling here at Celtic Park. Lashing rain, strong wind, which I think at the moment is slightly favouring Celtic. And a bit of a whirlwind start, not surprisingly. And Mark Walters getting his first touch of the ball, even though it was only a very brief one. And I think offside now. Celtic traditionally have a history of very good starts against Rangers here at Celtic Park. Ball swirling there, and a very good header by Bailey indeed. Ball McStay, the conditions are very heavy, and that was offside. It must have been very marginal though, and that is something that might catch up on Rangers. Now Walters. Good tackling there by Stark. Here's Durant. Miller's after this with Richard Goff. Defence and swept away. Oh, that's just pass and a corner kick. Good effort by Celtic. Paul McStay is always very dangerous from that position just outside the penalty area. Nice flick across goal there, and he was up on it very promptly. And there was a deflection. Well, Ali McCoy's of all people back in defence. Joe Miller again. Stark. That's another corner kick. It was Derek White who had come forward. Celtic really hoisting a lot of balls like this into Rangers defence, testing them out very early in this match. Rangers goalkeeper struggling for that, and I think it may be... No, it's not a free kick. Souness, slack run by Souness. Paul McStay trying to go in, and there's Woods. And that was a mistake by the Rangers manager that may have cost Rangers dearly. Paul McStay trying to slip it back to everybody, but Woods had read it well. Joe Miller. That's a throw. Walters getting his foot in, and Miller, Joe Miller there, has been popping up on both the right and the left. I think he's obviously been given a free rein just to go at this Rangers defence anyway he likes. A lot of pushing and jostling going on. And I think Celtic will get the free kick out of that. Celtic in a very good position indeed here. Ooh, that just over from Stark. And the Rangers defence were really found wanting there. It's Morris who takes this, and watch Stark beating everybody in the air. That could have gone in the back of the net. Here's Souness. It's a bad ball by Souness again. Now McAvenny. Here's Miller with a chance and a great save by Woods. And once again, that came off a mistake of the manager. Very good goalkeeping this. Making the angle very difficult for Joe Miller. He made the right kind of advance from goal. And another corner. A lot of running around in that penalty area. And Davy Cooper winning it with his head, would you believe? It's almost unprecedented. Aiken. Here's Stark. Miller. Ooh, that was straight off. White took him in. No, Rogan. It was Rogan who got in there. And Nisbet seemed to stand and watch him doing it. Here's Nisbet. Shocking ball there by Roberts. That's good play, feels for the penalty, but Woods is down, and the referee is waving play on. And Rangers are intent on suicide, it seems to me, where they're playing some of these balls across the fence. And I think we're going to have a substitution. Cooper, as he did last week, is coming off very early in the game. We've only played 26 minutes, but off he comes. He only did something like 9 minutes last week. He has, obviously, he's been a calculated gamble, which hasn't come off. And on comes Trevor Francis. And Rangers now have 5 Englishmen on the field, and that must be something of a record for an Old Firm match. On the line it goes. Almost picked up by Francis. Nisbet. Here Durant again. Oh, good run by Durant. That's a penalty kick, I would have thought. No. Referee turns away from that. Nice play by Durant. He was looking very dangerous. Thought he might lose it here. This was a crucial tackle. No, in the slow motion he did a bit of a dive. Walters. Yes, he gets a free kick. Rangers beginning to put the game together. Nisbet will try the shot, and he was always going to slide off that. Always a very difficult ball to take. Coming across the body to his right side. Oh, free kick. And he really can't get going, Walters. The attention has been rather fierce on him. There's McCoist. Well, that might not have been far away. He's very good at turning in the penalty area like that, Ali McCoist. Might be a little bit difficult to see from this angle. Let's have a go at it anyway. Good turn, and I think McKnight was just making sure more than anything else. Doing well to keep possession. Eric White. Francis back defending and does well. Lisbeth doesn't. Here's White coming forward and a good recovery. Well, the young Rangers full-back and the Rangers captain Roberts helping out. Forward there by Souness. It was always going to be late, though. Stark takes over. Good run by Stark. Great run. Oh, Walker side-footing it. Lacked of conviction. And Stark has always been menacing. Judged the run to perfection. You could see that was always going to go over. Good move by Durant again. Here's Walters. Nice move to the outside, Wilkins with him. Souness. Walters. That's an awkward ball he got in. Well taken by McKnight. Difficult one for a goalkeeper on a day like this. Six minutes to half time. Trevor Francis. Here's Nisbet. Again the run by Durant. This time he won't get it. Aiken has been quite superb for Celtic. McStay. That's a better ball. Oh, and it's off the line. That was Joe Miller almost putting it in. Excellent move by Celtic. Once again, the overlap is very effective, and that chance there, just off the line. Good defending by Rangers. Stark. Here's Walker getting a bit of freedom. Stay. No offside, that's a great move by Morris. McAvenny with a chance to score. Just before half-time, the Rangers defence caught wide open. Brilliant play from midfield, and Celtic are in the lead. There was that superb pass, the finest pass of the day, and McAvenny right on the spot. Durant tries to get that. Here's Monroe. Rangers looking groggy again. Villa. Looked away by Goff. And there goes the half-time whistle. It took Celtic a long time to get that goal, but it was deserved. There's the man who scored it, Frank McAvenny. Celtic really ought to have gone ahead in that first 20 minutes when they had Rangers on the rack, but the goal when it came was superbly structured by Paul McStay. I mean, you can't get better passing than that, and every element linked up, the overlap and the finish by the striker. That's Celtic leading, and the way they've been playing, I think it's going to be very difficult for Rangers to get back into this game. Well, the game was slightly held up while some assortment of fruit was removed from the pitch. You can see it there, just in front of the jungle. And off we go into the second half. As I said, Rangers are going to find it very difficult to get back into this game if we go on the pattern of the first 45 minutes. There's McStay, playing so well, so confidently. Oh, just given away by Nisbet. Getting a lot of distance. Bailey making his debut and playing like a veteran. They start. Sinners. Just taken there by Bailey. And Durant got in possession again, and that's happened too often for Rangers' own good. Monroe getting almost getting into a tangle. Well, too much in that. Durant won't get it. From the Rangers end of the ball had gone over. I didn't think so. Sooners. Walters. Oh, he's almost done it. Good save by McKnight. Walters almost sneaked it in. Well, that was Walters going in here, trying to take on the Celtic defence by cutting inside, and he almost did. Awkward ball for the Celtic goalkeeper. Did well to drop down on it. Roberts. Wilkins. Bad ball by Wilkins that time. Turning the tables, and this has been a dangerous man. Morris. Coming forward very well indeed. Comes Wilkins. Now, Durant. Been caught far too often like that. Oh, that's a miss by Walker. He was left all on his own. Now, this ball was put through by Morris, and certainly that lovely little touch on for Walker gave him an excellent opportunity. Ought to have finished better than that. And I think it's free kick, yes. Free kick to Celtic. Well, first sign of misunderstanding between the goalkeeper and Graham Roberts. Got the big men up there against Celtic. And that was well taken down by Woods. And it's a free kick. And Wilkins pulling Roberts away, who was enraged by that challenge. Right, this is what all the furore was about. Up went Woods. He took it there. And down he went. Oh, it was a fair enough challenge. I think the Rangers doctor is being called for. It's a difficult decision to make, to play a recognised goalkeeper of class who's only half fit, but else bring somebody in. He's not a goalkeeper at all. Now it looks as if Woods is carrying on. He's recovered, but I'm not sure how completely. One forward there by Durant. And there is a tackle by Roberts, which the referee is going to have a word about. This was a challenge. He went right through the ball, no question at all about that. Morris. Walters did that very well. He opened it up nicely. Now Francis. Lisbon on the far side. Yeah, so get a free kick for that. That was obstruction. That's not a bad ball. It's in. No. Challenge on the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper had it. I think we'll see this clearly enough. Up went McKnight. And there was Richard Goff forcing it out of his hands. The referee judged that as a free kick. No, it looks to me as if Woods is going to have to go off. It's Roberts who's going in goal. Roberts, who was in goal, coincidentally enough, in the last game. And a sad sight for the Rangers supporters. McAvenny. That is a free kick to Celtic. And they really ought to have a tremendous advantage. No Woods in goal, and that's a goal. McAvenny. A double by McAvenny. We make it about 6 minutes remaining. Beautifully headed in, and a sad sight. Graham Roberts had no chance for that. There was McAvenny doing very well indeed to get in there, and Roberts doesn't have the skill to stop that. Poise didn't go after that, he does now. goals to nothing. And a delighted support who have been singing Happy Birthday Celtic since, the time when they realised the game was well over. In this Celtic centenary year, there's the man who has given them a marvellous start, Frank McAvenny.
Celtic handling 1988 to the great delight of their support. I thought one of the marked differences between the two teams was the sheer enthusiasm of the way Celtic went to the task. I thought in the first 20 minutes it looked as if they might sweep Rangers away. A very shaky looking Rangers defence, particularly for cross balls, except that goalkeeper Chris Woods in that first 20 minutes brought off some excellent saves. And there again, there was a difference between the two teams, because I thought Celtic, with a very young defence, particularly Lex Bailey making his Old Firm debut, played outstandingly well. Lex, you might say, is a chip off the old block, except I think he's even bigger than his father, and that's really saying something. Because Rangers carried no real menace or threat there, and obviously that is a problem they have to solve very quickly. Well, I hear, by the way, that Chris Wood's injury is a broken rib, and he may well be out of action for something like 6 weeks, so troubles come in legions, as they say. Well, it is Celtic's centenary year, so we thought it would be very appropriate on this, the 2nd of January, 1988, to invite the team captain, Roy Aitken, over after the game, and he talked to us. Roy, firstly, a very happy new year.
Yes, same to yourself, Archie. It certainly was a happy new year for us today.
Good start to the centenary year too, isn't it?
That's right. There's a buzz about the place. I mean, we all know how much it means to the club. It's 100 years behind us, and it would be nice to go on and win the championship, win the centenary year.
You know, these games are built up. The tension is enormous in them, and, you know, we in the media, we kind of hype them as well. It must get through to the players occasionally like this.
Oh, it definitely does. They're great games. They're the games you look forward to.
Yeah, but the reason I ask you that is the game itself for you, for Celtic, was much easier than you might have imagined, because I didn't think Rangers contained any threat to you.
I thought our tactics were great. We spent a lot of time talking about the game and talking about the threat that Rangers have in Durant and McCoist. And I thought Lex Bailey and Derek White were outstanding today.
Well, I thought Lex Bailey in particular played very well.
That's right, and they made my job very easy.
Well, you could retire now.
Well, hopefully I've got a few years left in me yet.
McAvenny's goals were well taken, weren't they?
They're great goals. I mean, it's great for him because, as I say, he's done really well since he came from West Ham. He's scored, I don't know how many goals now. But the games against the Rangers, when you score against the Rangers, that's when you make your name. And it's two great goals today.
Well, coming from Paul McStay, of course, that was a superb pass he had for that first goal.
Oh, a great pass. I mean, into Chris Morris, and Chris just split it right across the goals.
Yeah.
And the second goal, even if Chris Woods had been on, I doubt very much if he'd have saved the header.
Yes, well, it was a clean header. I mean, he got to the right kind of way, didn't he?
That's right. He's good at that, though. He's good at timing the ball. He seems to meet it at the highest point, which is very good. I mean, he's good in there. You've seen that against Richard Gough 10 times today as well.
So you think the championship is heading your way?
Well, we're confident. I mean, we're playing well. There's a long, long way to go. There's a lot of games to play yet. But that's our ambition. We want to win that Premier League title.
Roy Aitken delighted with the performance, and he must have been even more delighted when he went back in and discovered the scores from the other places, with Hearts and Hibs drawing nothing each at Tynecastle, and Aberdeen and Dundee United doing exactly the same at Pittodrie. So the league looks like this tonight. Celtic now in a clear lead of 3 points from Aberdeen, Hearts in third place, Rangers with a game in hand and a very important game against Dundee next week on the 37-point mark, and Dundee 33, Dundee United 26. But as Roy Aitken said, a very long way to go yet. Nevertheless, a very happy start to 1988 for Celtic, and particularly for the man who gave them the 2 points today, Frank McAvenny. Long will he remember the double he scored against Rangers at the start of Celtic's centenary year. From Parkhead, from all of us here, a very good night.
Stay. No offside. That's a great move by Morris. McAvenny with a chance to score. No Woods in goal, and that's a goal. McAvenny.
Hibernian. After a piece of initiative earlier this in a replay with Hibs at Easter Road. They made it, but only just.
Back with Barnes. Here's Peter Grant for Celtic. The underside of the crossbar, and in from Billy Stark. 12 minutes from the end. Celtic take the lead. Billy McNeil is up to reorganise. What an incredible strike that was to beat Andy Gorham.
Well done to Celtic.
Close win.
Now, the Barclays Trophy, Jim, we've...
Andy Walker.
Well, Celtic nearly as certain of the championship in their centenary year as Liverpool in England. 7.
Could have made all the difference.
Well, lads, if you're a Celtic supporter, you've every reason to be smiling up here right now. After beating Aberdeen in midweek, Celtic now need only 6 points from their remaining 6 games to clinch the Premier League Championship. And you know, a man brought here way back in October from Londoners West Ham has played a very big part in it all. Billy McNeil paid over £700,000 for Frank McAvenny, clearly hoping the player could do for Celtic what he did so well for West Ham, score goals. In 2.5 seasons with the Hammers, he scored 43 goals, goals which still clearly give him much pleasure today. He scored 16 times for Celtic since October and obviously believes the decision to move back to Scotland was the right one.
It's been very easy. I just settled in, no problem with the lads. Obviously some of them I used to play against, so I knew them quite well. I spelled internationals, I got to know them that way.
Do you feel you've established yourself now with the Celtic supporters?
They're hard to please. They're probably the most ardent fans in the world, and it's they forget about last week's game if you didn't turn it on Saturday. As long as you give them 100%, they're very easy to please.
You struck up quite a partnership with Andy Walker. Yeah. Is it a similar type of partnership to the one you had at West Ham with Tony Cottee?
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've had a few good partners in my career. Tony was probably the best finisher I've ever played with. Andy's sort of a different because he can hold the ball and he's good control and things like that. And he works well. As I say, Tony was deadly in the box, so they're different kind of players. But about the same height, so I'm still the big man up front.
I've got to ask you always seem to have this kind of boy around town image, the showbizy, the nightclubby image. To any degree, have you shed that since you came back here?
No. Yeah, I have. There's not a lot you can do up here. It's a small place, Glasgow. I didn't realise that until I went to London and then come back up here. But whatever you do up here, the gaffer knows about it. So you have to sort of watch what you're doing.
Are you saying you've mended your ways?
Yeah, somewhat.
Frank's been great, Jim. I mean, I've heard all the stories about what he does here, there and everywhere, but to be quite frank with you, he's no angel. But it hasn't let me down in any shape or form. As I say, his fitness is such that he seems to get quicker the longer the game goes on now. So obviously, he's not burning the candle too much at the wrong ends.
Personally, Frank, what would it mean to you in your first season with Celtic to do the double, the Cup and the League?
I think it's very important to me personally, because I've not won anything yet. At the moment, Celtic's not won anything this season, but as you say, it looks as if we're on a good season. Yeah, it's very important to me. I'd hate to go through a career without winning anything, and it was one of the main factors to come back to Celtic. I'm very ambitious and I want to win things.
Well, it's good. Frank can achieve 2 ambitions, saying win the league and have a good night out in Glasgow.
You know, Celtic are also on course to break Hart's record of...
Of course, as a midfield player, that's, I think, symbolic of Celtic's intention to keep attacking, which paid handsome dividends for them in the second half against Aberdeen, where they were a cross between a whirlwind and a tornado, with a high quality of skill intermixed. Well, a goalkeeper always likes to get a ball like this early on and be successful in the challenge. That's exactly what Bonner was. It's captain behind that. Bit of hesitancy. That was McAvenny. He did certainly get a view of goal. White. Looking weird, nobody on the right. Weir. And a second chance at it. And slips. Andy Watson coming in. Solid play by Watson and a brilliant tackle by Bailey. His performances are keeping the Irish Republic internationalist out of the side. Mickey Weir got a little bit of freedom, but the linesman right in line with him. Towering clearance. Morris couldn't get away. Neatly down. Really no pattern to this game yet. It's all very untidy, just like that. He did get it round well. Paul McStay comes in. Oh, good move, McStay. Couldn't get his balance. Free kick. Yes, there it was. Good move by Celtic again. And look at McStay. Just tipped to the side by McAvenny. And he was all off balance as he went for it. The ball swept away. Ray again. Evans, neat little ball. Mickey Weir. Oh, too much of that. Collins through though. And he panicked. I don't think he could believe he made that kind of progress. Superb work by Weir. And I think he was surprised that he eluded Aiken. He couldn't quite take it in. And the ball bobbled away harmlessly. There's Grant. White. Back it goes, and Weir. Snedden gives support. Game got awfully bogged down there for the first 5 minutes. Just like that. A lot of interceptions and scrappy, but this time McAvenny picks up. And Miller is in the clear. No, too much on that. Evans to Collins. Down towards Evans. Aiken goes with them. And the free kick. Gordon Ray. Bailey towering above everybody else. Yellow. Well, I suppose we should be thankful for small mercies. That's the first direct shot in goal I can recollect. And there was never any danger. Bonner was always going to be behind that. And out to Watson, to Weir. Good football by Hibbs. Snedden. Oh. Farcical ending to that. Now, McStay. Decides to go on his own. That's a superb pass. Walker. Couldn't get away from the marker, and that was Celtic being a bit more fluid than we've seen them, and we've gone 26 minutes of the first half. First free run that Andy Walker's had. Ooh, just touched away, and this will be the shot. It's a brilliant goal. Grant. Clean as a whistle. Gorham didn't even move. 1-0 for Celtic. A superb strike by Celtic's midfielder. The ball swept across. It went out. It looked as if it were going to be harmless. But look at that, a lethal shot. Beautifully controlled. Side in there. Oh, that's... Oh, dear. Well, Bailey couldn't really be blamed for that. He was trying to drive it away very quickly. Aiken had slipped and he swept it away. And look at this rebound. Pat Bonner had no chance at all. Just slipping past. Cavani, who did that well. What a part of work he put in the second half against Aberdeen. He is again away by all, though. Well, Grant might have a second fly. It's deflection. Well, he just sort of hovering around the penalty area, and the chances are coming to him. Wasn't an easy one because he certainly had the attendance of the oncoming defender, and may have been a deflection or may not, but it's a corner kick and wasted. Collins now Kane, and the half-time was a goal. Well, until that strike by Peter Grant, openings were very hard to come by. It was a negative sort of game with certainly defences quite superior to attacks, but when the opening came, it came with a proverbial bang, a superb strike. It made it look easy, but it never is. I can assure you from that situation, it was always network bound, and there Celtic getting out of a kind of doldrums of a game and going in front, and at this stage, with the way they're playing, it looks as if it will be very difficult for Hibs even to pull back one goal. While Hibs are kicking downhill in the second half, I was talking to Alan Rubb at half-time, he says that'll be a bit of a bonus for them, but I think they'll have to show a bit more life than he did in that first half, and there is offside right away. They didn't create many chances at all, and there weren't many at either end for that matter, but Celtic certainly had the edge, and that brilliant goal, of course, was a turning point. McAvenny waiting for some support. Oh, it's round the outside, and that must be in. I think it's offside. Yes, the linesman right in the corner had his flag up. Playing with the usual purpose, and that could be a very useful ball indeed. Miller, tremendous acceleration. McAvenny's inside. Wants Mitchell to come towards him, and now McStay trying to get around the outside for the shot, and he gets it in. Gorham in good position, and there is Grant flicking it away. Collins comes in, Watson, now Orr, to Watson, that's better play by Hibs. Andy Watson just keeping it in. Collins just gets away from there. It's still Collins. Oh, and he runs up against Aiken, and that is not at all easy. Andy Watson looking for a 1-2, and he gets it, and brilliantly saved. Oh, that was a superb save, that, for Hibs' best move of the game. Look at this, delightful move. Andy Watson coming for the 1-2. Now, what's his save? That was going for the net. Bonner quite magnificent. Bonner just missing out there. Aiken. That's an awkward ball, but Bailey gets behind it. And the opening 6 minutes of this half have been better than the entire first half. There's a run forward, there's no offside. Weir tries to go in, can't lay it off. And Watson a bit slow going. Hibs fighting hard back. Offside given. Forward with Bailey will get that. He's done it all afternoon when they put up high balls like that. Andy Watson. Spirited fight back by Hibs, as I said. Here's on to Ray. Mitchell, beautifully played. Hibs now have a bit of composure. That was a bad bounce. Collins, Mickey Weir, overpowered and outnumbered. Good running by Rogan. Still in with a chance. Miller, Rogan, brilliant save. Oh, this is much better football now. Great run by the Northern Ireland internationals. It came to Miller, a little bit of shuffling going on there. Rogan follows up, and two superb saves we've seen in the past couple of minutes. We're getting our money's worth now, right? After a very turgid first half. That's a bit of ball as well. And both sets of supporters on their toes now. Kane. Cavani comes away. But stay inside. Miller on the run, and just a little bit too much in that, and Ray blots him out. Tommy Craig out there, doing a bit of coaching. Going loose, Grant. Gorham. Yeah. Well, 16 minutes gone and a much better half this. What a good football. Two superb saves. There must be more than that, and Rogan coming round the long way just gets away with that. Celtic don't let them rest and bring the ball down as soon as the ball is struck towards another Hibs player in the challenge. Seemed to touch Rogan by a whisker. It's Collins. Or Ray. Gentle touch and yes, cleverly put back by Morris under pressure. Not an easy one to do. Not as he dragged the ball away from the goal, making Bonner come out. Somebody shouted, "Get it, Andy." He was nowhere near that. Now Miller. It's a good position for him. No free kicks, there's a referee, and away go Hibs. Hunter. Mickey Weir. We're doing very well, and Aiken as usual, closing down. Back it goes, and swept away by Peter Grant. Celtic looking very good defensively. I mean, Hibs have found certain openings, but there's always been the extra defender coming in, as we'll see now. That was a good header back from the far post. And watch the defensive work of the man who scored the only goal of the game. Paul McStay. Just gets away. Now McAvenny. To the far side, there's Rogan coming up. Oh, it finishes weakly. Seems to take his eye off the ball. The referee gives a goal kick, much to the disgust of the Celtic supporters, just behind the goal. Joe Miller goes off. And Billy Stark on for Celtic. There by Mitchell. Now Snedden. Evans on his own. Gibbs got the free kick. Bonner. Snedden, Billy Stark, .15 minutes remaining. Celtic still in the lead. The second half, though, has had its moments at either end, and here's Billy Stark, who far too quickly by Morris that time. Bailey has won virtually every ball in the air that's come towards him. Well, that diagonal pass has been proving useful to Rogan. Oh, that's it! Andy Walker, 2-0. And the Hibs defenders looking at each other. Can hardly believe that. But that is the value of Walker popping up when least expected. And Rogan has done this very well throughout this game. And there, Walker, no cover. And if there's none, well, you take full advantage, as he did. Now, there's some consultation about something or other going on here. McAvenny is being booked. McStay. And any pressure that was on Celtic, and I don't think it was all that great, has totally evaporated. Twelve minutes remaining. Collins. Here's Collins on a very good run. Oh! They laboured the point, didn't they? Really got to be much sharper than that. Against the defence as accomplished as Celtic. They went about it the wrong way. Well, he did have the chance, all coming from that superb John Collins run. I think Neil Orr had the best chance of all, and he took cold feet. And that Celtic goal intact. Here's Hunter. And the outside, good run by Hunter, and a big corner kick. No, bad one by Collins. Not enough power in it. Almost got away with that, trundles it over. Goal kick. And there are the Celtic supporters absolutely confirmed in their own minds, even though there are other games to play, that the league championship has been won. And who would argue with that sight? Well, the supporters certainly enjoying that. Celtic perhaps not reaching the heights that they did in the second half against Aberdeen at Partick on Wednesday night, but very rarely do you get that peak of performance in two successive games. But they did enough to win this afternoon. There wasn't much in the game at all until that opening goal, and a blistering one by Peter Grant, but it put Celtic on the winning path. And of course, Andy Walker scored his 27th goal of the season. He's very sharp, always in the right place at the right time. At a moment in the game when Hibs could possibly have fought back to get that equaliser, which they didn't. And of course, Celtic not only winning today, but hearing the result from Ibrox, 2-1 for Hearts, Rangers beaten, and that puts them very close to the championship, only 3 points to get. And I have with me a man who must be delighted with that situation, man of the match winner, Paul McStay. Paul, Celtic are really ticking over extremely well just now. Are they playing as well as you can remember from any season at Celtic Park?
Yeah, I think so. Well, apart from the last term, Mr McNeil was here when we won the league. I think we were playing well then, but this year's just been great. For the team are all working together, and I think that's the main ingredient this year.
Yeah, so there's a distinct comparison between what happened this season and last season then?
Yeah, a little. No, I think with the new players coming in, the players at the park didn't know what was going to happen, but they blended in great.
Are you enjoying your own particular performances just now? Because I think you're having a superb season.
I'm enjoying it. No, the last couple of seasons I've been sort of up and down, and this year I've been more happy with my consistency.
And I take it this working for each other just comes from good understanding between individuals.
Yeah, well, when we were over in Sweden pre-season, the gaffer and Tommy Craig worked really hard with us at closing people down, and I think reacting from some of the comments from opposing players after the game, they found that hard to handle now when we closed them down.
Have you been giving Peter Grant lessons on how to strike a ball from 25 yards?
No, I don't know that. Peter's a good striker. Great goal of the day.
That was, yes. He saw it coming and he kept it well controlled.
Yeah, it was like the shot here in the cup game last month. No, he just kept it low and he was unlucky the last time it didn't go.
Marky, it's never an easy chance set. Sometimes it looks easy when it goes in the back of the net, but it's, you know.
Oh no, he took it well.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
What about Andy Walker? It must be great to get a ball into the penalty area when you know he's going to pick up half chances.
Oh, it's tremendous. Frank and Andy have worked great together, I know, with the two main strikers leaving last year and then the two new lads coming in and just found their feet right away. Tremendous.
But you won't do any celebrating yet?
Oh no, we've still a wee bit to go yet, actually, yeah.
Well, let's celebrate your winning of the Man of the Match award. And here I have it here. It's really superb by the match sponsor. This is your figure on that one, and it's Tantalus, and that was John Collins. Yeah, so congratulations,
Thanks
Paul.
very much.
How many of these have you won this season, by the way?
That's my first.
Oh, so your first, is it really?
I think so.
Paul McStay, delighted man, going off to